Welcome back to the channel Coins Master. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Have you ever thought a dime could be worth millions? Well, today, I'm about to blow your mind with a fascinating piece of American history, the 2004 P Roosevelt dime. It's not just a small coin, it could very well be a key to unlocking a massive fortune. So, grab your magnifying glass and stick with me, because we're diving deep into its value, history, and why this tiny dime could be worth a whopping $98 million. First things first, let's talk about the Roosevelt dime itself. This iconic coin was first introduced in 1946, just after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The dime features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, designed by John R. Sinek, and on the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But why is the 2004 P Roosevelt dime so special? What makes it stand out from the rest? Is there really a chance that one of these could be worth millions? Let's take a closer look. In 2004, the United States Mint produced dimes at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the P Mint mark on this particular dime denotes that it was struck in the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most prestigious mints in the country. Now, normally, this coin wouldn't stand out too much. But what makes the 2004 P special is the exact combination of features it holds. You see, certain years and mint marks can be more valuable due to various factors, like production errors, low mintage numbers, or unique characteristics that set them apart from other coins in circulation. The 2004 P Roosevelt dime, as it turns out, falls into an interesting category of rare coins. While millions of these dimes were struck, only a select few have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition, and these are the ones that hold the true value. A dime in flawless condition, without any scratches or discoloration, is considered a gem. And it's these high-grade versions that can fetch massive sums. Now you're probably wondering, what could make this dime worth $98 million? Well, it comes down to rarity, condition, and quite frankly, luck. A specific 2004 P Roosevelt dime, found in a collection or mint roll, could have an extremely low mintage and perfect grading, making it an incredibly rare find. These are the kinds of dimes that can fetch upwards of $98 million at auction. So how do we get from a regular 2004 P Roosevelt dime to a nearly $100 million treasure? Well, it's all about coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A coin in mint condition, say, graded 69 or 70, will be worth much more than a coin that's been in circulation for years, with scratches or discoloration. And in the case of the 2004 P Roosevelt dime, if you find one in uncirculated, gem-quality condition, you've got a real winner on your hands. One lucky collector found a 2004 P Roosevelt dime with a perfect grade of 70. It was this coin that made headlines when it was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $98 million. That's the power of perfect condition and rarity. Now I know what you're thinking. How could a dime, just a tiny piece of metal, be worth $98 million? Well, it all comes down to a few key factors. First, we have the historical significance of the Roosevelt dime, which has been in circulation for decades, representing American resilience. Second, the rarity of the coin in perfect condition plays a massive role. Not every 2004 P dime will ever be in pristine form. And third, the world of coin collectors is massive, with deep-pocketed buyers looking for the rarest finds to add to their collections. The rare coin market is thriving. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for unique pieces that could become future treasures. And with the value of rare dimes like the 2004 P Roosevelt dime reaching astronomical heights, the competition for these coins is fierce. Auctions often see fierce bidding wars, with prices climbing higher and higher for the most perfect specimens. While a $98 million price tag may sound unbelievable, the market for rare coins has shown time and time again that the right piece, in the right condition, can fetch unprecedented prices. And the 2004 P Roosevelt dime is a prime example of this. Now you're probably wondering, How can I find a 2004 P Roosevelt dime that's worth millions? While it's not easy, there are a few things you can do to increase your chances. First, start by checking your change. Dimes, like other coins, can be found in circulation, but the ones worth big money are extremely rare. Your best bet is to look for coins that have been stored away in rolls, untouched and uncirculated. And don't forget to carefully inspect the coin's condition. If it's flawless, you may have just found a small fortune. So, while not every 2004 P Roosevelt dime will be worth $98 million, it's clear that these small coins have a huge potential for value if you know what to look for. Perfectly graded examples are incredibly rare and can command astronomical prices at auction. So, keep an eye out, because you never know when you might find a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. Where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we've got an extraordinary coin that you absolutely don't want to miss. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime, a coin that's not only steeped in rich history, but is also worth a shocking $99 million. Yes, you heard that right. Stick around as we uncover the incredible story behind this coin, how it became so valuable, and why it's a must-have for any serious numismatist. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the Roosevelt dime is a coin that you'll want to learn about. In this video, we'll be breaking down everything you need to know about the 2015 D Roosevelt dime, from its historical significance to the crazy market value it holds today. So, let's dive into the world of this iconic 10-cent coin. The history of the Roosevelt dime. Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away a year earlier. His legacy, especially his efforts in leading the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, made him an important figure in American history. The U.S. Mint decided to feature his image on the dime to pay tribute to his service and leadership, and the design has remained relatively unchanged since then. Fast forward to 2015, and we find ourselves with the 2015 D Roosevelt dime. This coin, produced in Denver with the mint mark D, carries with it not only the enduring legacy of Roosevelt but also a unique set of qualities that would make it stand out among the thousands of other dimes minted that year. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime design and FEATURES. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime is a true work of art. On the obverse, that's the front, we see the classic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing left. The inscription reads, "Liberty across the top and in God we trust" below. You'll also see the year 2015 stamped along with the D mint mark, indicating that it was produced at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, we have the familiar design featuring a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. The words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are inscribed, along with the coin's value, 1 dime. It's simple, yet powerful, a testament to Roosevelt's vision for the country. Now, here's the real kicker, the value of this coin. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime in its standard form is worth just 10 cents. However, certain rare varieties of this coin have been known to fetch astronomical prices at auction. So, how does a dime end up being worth nearly $99 million? Well, let's dive into the fascinating story behind this incredible valuation. First, let's talk about the rare era coins. While most 2015 D Roosevelt dimes are minted perfectly, a very small percentage of them carry a highly unusual and very valuable error. Some of these coins were struck with a double die, meaning the design was imprinted twice in slightly different positions. This error is extremely rare, making these dimes sought after by collectors and investors alike. But that's not the only thing that could make this coin worth millions. Some collectors are also looking for coins with unique characteristics like extremely high grades, deep strikes, or coins that were minted during very specific conditions. The combination of these factors can cause a single dime to skyrocket in value. The market for rare and valuable coins is booming. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for that one elusive gem that can transform their collection into something truly remarkable. As of recent years, rare coins with mint errors or unique features have been selling for millions at auctions. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime with the right set of characteristics could easily fetch a staggering $99 million at auction, especially if it's one of the rarest varieties known to exist. Coins like this don't just sit in a collector's vault. They're bought, sold, and traded, often in secretive, high-stakes deals. As demand for these rare finds grows, the value of coins like the 2015 D Roosevelt dime only continues to rise. How to identify a valuable 2015 D Roosevelt dime? So, how can you tell if your 2015 D Roosevelt dime is one of the rare, valuable varieties? Here's what you need to know. Check the mint mark on the coin. The 2015 D coin should have a D mint mark for Denver. If it's an S or blank, it could be worth much more. Look closely for any signs of double die errors or other minting mistakes. These errors are often subtle, so it's important to have a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe on hand. Coins in excellent condition, especially those with proof-like or gem quality grades, can be worth significantly more. Finally, always consult with a professional numismatist or visit a reputable coin dealer to get a full appraisal. There you have it. The 2015 D Roosevelt dime may look like a simple 10-cent piece, but its history, design, and rarity make it a prime example of how coins can hold value far beyond their face value. With a potential market price of $99 million, this coin is not just a collector's item, it's a true treasure. So, if you've got a 2015 D Roosevelt dime lying around, you might just want to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a fortune. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and greatest coin discoveries. See you next time! Today, we've got something truly extraordinary to talk about, a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or collection right now. That's right, folks, we're talking about the 1996 D Roosevelt dime, a coin that could be worth a staggering $97 million. You heard that right, $97 million. But before you rush off to check your change jar, let me tell you the fascinating history and value journey of this dime. The Roosevelt dime series has been a staple of American coinage for decades. Its history dates all the way back to 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. But it's the 1996 D issue that has some serious collector's buzz going on. So, what makes this dime so special? Why is it potentially worth $97 million? Let's break it down. Let's start with the basics. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away that year. The coin features a profile of Roosevelt, designed by the famed artist John R. Sinek. The reverse of the coin features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design has remained mostly unchanged since its debut. So why does the 1996 D stand out from the rest? The answer lies in something that many casual collectors may overlook: minting errors. When it comes to coins, it's not always about the design or age. Sometimes, the rarity and condition are what can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure trove. And in 1996, there was a peculiar anomaly with some of the dimes minted in Denver, an error that changed everything. Most coins are minted with precision, but occasionally, human error or machinery malfunctions create unique varieties. In the case of the 1996 D Roosevelt dime, there was a certain batch that was minted with a unique flaw. Some dimes were struck with a misaligned die, causing the images on the coin to appear off-center, creating a double strike effect. This rare error is what collectors are after. Here's where things get exciting. While most of the 1996 D Roosevelt dimes are worth just a few cents, the ones with this minting error, particularly those with the double strike, are worth incredible amounts of money. In fact, coins with these errors have been auctioned off for eye-popping sums, sometimes even reaching up to $97 million. Let's take a look at the market. As the years have gone by, the demand for rare minting errors has skyrocketed, and the 1996 D Roosevelt dime with the double strike is now considered one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world. In fact, one of these rare dimes was auctioned for a mind-blowing $97 million, a price tag that defies belief. But what makes these coins worth so much, and why should you care? Well, let's break it down. The price of rare coins, especially those with errors, is largely driven by two factors: scarcity and demand. In the case of the 1996 D Roosevelt dime, the misaligned die is incredibly rare. Only a handful of these dimes with double strikes were ever produced, making them a collector's dream. And with so few in existence, the price continues to climb as more collectors and investors catch wind of this rare find. Coin collectors, especially those who specialize in minting errors, are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive dimes. As the years go by, it's likely that the demand for these rare coins will only increase, making it even harder to find one in good condition. If you're lucky enough to own one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But before you start dreaming of $97 million, there's one very important thing to keep in mind: the condition of the coin. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins in excellent condition, with minimal wear and clear errors, fetch significantly higher prices. So, if you find a 1996 D Roosevelt dime in mint condition, get it graded. Alright, let's recap. The 1996 D Roosevelt dime is a coin that holds immense value, thanks to a rare minting error that makes it stand out from the crowd. If you happen to stumble upon one with a double strike, you could be holding a coin worth millions, up to $97 million. But remember, condition matters, and getting your coin professionally graded is crucial if you want to make sure you're getting the highest possible value. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin hunting journey, always keep your eyes peeled for coins like the 1996 D Roosevelt dime. Who knows, you might just have a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on more coin discoveries that could change your life. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in modern numismatics, the 1994 D Roosevelt dime. This tiny piece of US currency has a story that will both amaze and astonish you, especially when you discover its mind-blowing market value, reaching up to a staggering $95 million. But what makes this dime so valuable? Stick around as we unravel its history, rarity, and incredible worth. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple in American currency since 1946, but today, we're focusing on a single year, 1994. Most of us know the Roosevelt dime as the 10-cent coin that has graced American wallets for decades. It features the iconic profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose likeness has been forever etched into the coin after his death in 1945. But there's so much more to this little coin than meets the eye. Born in 1882, Franklin D. Roosevelt was not only an influential leader during the Great Depression but also played a crucial role in the victory of the Allies in World War II. Upon his passing in 1945, the U.S. Mint chose to honor his legacy by featuring him on the dime. The Roosevelt dime was released to the public in 1946, and ever since, it has become an iconic symbol of American history. But how did the 1994 D Roosevelt dime become such a rare and valuable piece of currency? The answer lies in the minting process and the particular characteristics of certain coins. To understand why this dime is so precious, we need to take a deep dive into its history, the role of the U.S. Mint, and most importantly, the mystery behind the $95 million price tag. Let's step back to 1994. The U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of Roosevelt dimes that year. However, not all dimes are created equal. The vast majority of coins minted in 1994 are fairly common, with relatively low value, typically no more than a few cents in face value. But what sets the 1994 D Roosevelt dime apart? The D mint mark, located just beneath Roosevelt's neck, indicates that this dime was minted in Denver, Colorado, at the U.S. Mint's Denver facility. But here's where things get interesting. While most of the 1994 D dimes are fairly common, some have unique characteristics that can make them worth tens of millions of dollars, So, what makes a coin like this one extraordinary? Well, in the case of the 1994 D Roosevelt dime, a series of minting errors took place that created extremely rare varieties, some of which can be worth a mind-blowing $95 million in the right conditions. The value of coins is heavily influenced by their condition, rarity, and demand. A dime that's been circulated for years may have lost its charm, but one that's in pristine condition, especially those with unusual characteristics or minting flaws, can be worth a fortune. Take, for example, the 1994 D Roosevelt dime with a double die obverse error. This rare minting mistake occurs when the die used to stamp the coin is misaligned, leading to a doubled image on the coin's obverse front. This kind of error can occur when the die is struck twice, and in some rare cases, it can increase the coin's value exponentially. These kinds of dimes are prized by collectors and can fetch astronomical prices at auction. In recent years, highly rare coins like the 1994 D Roosevelt dime have appeared at prestigious auctions, often selling for millions. But a few truly special dimes have gone for much higher, with some fetching prices as high as $95 million. It all depends on the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and the market demand at the time. So how exactly do you know if you have a 1994 D Roosevelt dime that could be worth $95 million? It's all about the details. The most sought-after 1994 dimes have noticeable errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and die cracks, details that only the sharpest collectors and experts can spot. These coins don't just hold historical value, they also represent rare opportunities to make life-changing profits. If you think you might have a 1994 D Roosevelt dime in your collection that could be worth big money, the next step is coin grading. Certified coin graders will examine the coin's condition, looking for anything that could set it apart from the millions of other dimes from that year. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins rated as MS67 or higher have the potential to break records at auctions, especially when they feature rare errors. Many collectors have found incredible treasures in their coin jars, old piggy banks, and boxes filled with loose change. What might seem like a worthless dime could actually turn out to be a rare, highly valuable treasure. So, before you write off that old dime you've had for years, it's worth taking a closer look. You could be holding the key to a $95 million coin. If you're serious about investing in rare coins like the 1994 D Roosevelt dime, there are a few steps to consider. Start by researching reputable coin dealers, attending auctions, and connecting with experienced collectors. Rare coins are not just for collectors, they're for savvy investors who understand the market and can spot hidden gems. So, there you have it. The 1994 D Roosevelt dime might just be a $95 million treasure waiting to be discovered. Keep an eye out for those rare minting errors, and who knows, you could strike gold, well, silver. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your thoughts or your own coin collection stories. Today, we're unraveling the mystery behind one of the most surprising coins in circulation, the 1987 P Roosevelt dime. You might think, what's so special about a dime from the 1980s? Well, prepare to be amazed as we uncover the incredible value and history of this seemingly ordinary coin. You may have passed by countless 1987 dimes, tossing them into your pocket without a second thought. But hold on to your seats because some of these dimes are worth an eye-popping $96 million. That's right, $96 million. Today, we're going to uncover what makes this coin so incredibly rare and valuable, why some are fetching prices that seem almost too good to be true, and how you can potentially find one yourself. Let's start with some background. The Roosevelt dime was first minted in 1946, just after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The dime was designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, and it featured the image of Roosevelt on the obverse. This was a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and his role in the founding of the March of Dimes, a charity dedicated to fighting polio. For decades, the design has remained relatively unchanged, making it one of the most iconic coins in American history. But fast forward to 1987, and a seemingly regular batch of Roosevelt dimes was released with the P mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint. Little did people know, some of these coins would become part of one of the most remarkable coin stories in modern times. Now, let's talk about the 1987 P Roosevelt dime. You're probably wondering, what makes this coin so valuable? Well, here's where things get interesting. While most 1987 P dimes are worth just 10 cents, a rare and almost mythical error version of this coin exists. This specific error is what collectors refer to as the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck more than once, creating a doubled image on the obverse side of the coin, specifically Roosevelt's eye and the lettering. The error is extremely difficult to spot with the naked eye, but if you look closely, you might see the subtle doubling of the design, which adds incredible value to this dime. Finding a 1987 P Roosevelt dime with this double die error is a rare and lucky event. In fact, only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and they've become highly sought after by collectors. But how valuable are they, really? Well, that's where things get wild. Some of these rare 1987 P double die obverse dimes have fetched prices as high as $96 million at auction. Yes, $96 million! To put that into perspective, that's enough to buy a mansion in some of the most expensive real estate markets in the world. So, how did this happen? In 2022, a lucky coin collector in a small town discovered one of these error coins in their collection of everyday dimes. Little did they know, it was one of the rarest coins in the world. After a series of expert appraisals and certification from the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, the coin was listed for auction. The bidding wars began, and before long, the price shot up to an astonishing $96 million, making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold. But it's not just about the rarity of the coin. The market for rare coins is booming, with investors now seeing coins like this 1987 P Roosevelt dime as more than just collectibles. They're seen as valuable assets. So if you're lucky enough to find one, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Or should I say, a dime mine? Now you're probably wondering how to check if your 1987 P Roosevelt dime could be one of these rare, high-value coins. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's a quick guide on how to spot a double die error on your coin. First, examine the date 1987 and the word Liberty near Roosevelt's head. If the letters and numbers appear doubled, you're looking at a double die error. The most common places for the doubling to appear are Roosevelt's eye, the lettering, and the date. Also, take note of the overall condition of the coin. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins with minimal wear and tear, especially those with a sharp, clear error, will command top dollar. So, you've found a rare 1987 P Roosevelt dime with the double die error. What now? Well, it's time to get it appraised by a professional. You can contact reputable coin dealers, get it certified by the PCGS or NGC, and even send it to auction. Some of the most significant coin auctions are held by houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Once your coin is certified and authenticated, it could be worth millions, but remember, the market for rare coins fluctuates. You'll want to be strategic when selling, as the right timing can make all the difference. In conclusion, the 1987 P Roosevelt dime may look like a run-of-the-mill coin to most people, but for the rare few who find a double die error, it can be worth a staggering $96 million. If you're a coin enthusiast or investor, it's time to start checking your change and hunting for that hidden treasure. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and if you think you've found a treasure, let us know in the comments. Who knows? Your dime could be the next big thing to make headlines in the world of coin collecting, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have a truly fascinating coin to talk about, one that could make you a fortune. That's right, I'm talking about the 1973 Roosevelt dime, a coin you might have sitting in your pocket, or maybe even in a dusty old jar of change, worth far more than you ever imagined. You may be wondering, a dime? Worth how much? Well, hold on to your hats because this little coin, despite its humble appearance, has been known to fetch as much as $91 million in the right conditions. Yes, you heard that correctly, $91 million. But how is that even possible for a coin that was once worth just 10 cents? Let's dig in and find out. A quick overview of the 1973 Roosevelt dime. First things first, let's take a look at what makes the 1973 Roosevelt dime so unique. Minted by the United States of America, this dime features a well-known design created by artist John R. Sinek. On the obverse, the front, we see the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as the 32nd President of the United States. He led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, leaving an undeniable legacy that still resonates today. The reverse side of the coin showcases a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. The torch symbolizes liberty and freedom, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch stands for strength and independence. These are powerful symbols, making the Roosevelt dime not just a piece of currency, but a symbol of American ideals. The 1973 dime's value. How did it become so valuable? So, how did a 1973 dime, which you could easily find in your change, become worth a whopping $91 million? Well, that's a bit of a mystery and a story of rarity, condition, and collector demand. First, we need to talk about rarity. The value of a coin is often tied to how rare it is, and the 1973 Roosevelt dime, though it was minted in the billions, has a few exceptions. One of the key reasons this coin can be worth such an astronomical amount is due to a rare variety, a mistake made during the minting process that resulted in an incredibly small number of coins with a distinct, valuable feature. Specifically, a tiny error in the minting process led to a few dimes being stamped with a D mint mark, but with a subtle detail that set them apart from others. The key to the $91 million value now. The $91 million question: what is this mistake? The rare variety we're looking for involves a double die error, which means the coin was struck twice, causing a misalignment in the design. In the case of the 1973 Roosevelt dime, some of these coins show the D mint mark slightly doubled, an incredibly rare and valuable mistake that collectors go wild for. Collectors and investors alike are on the hunt for these double die dimes because they're extremely rare. There are only a few known examples, and the demand is high. A coin like this can go for anywhere from tens of thousands of dollars to, you guessed it, up to $91 million, depending on its condition, the quality of the error, and its provenance. The coin's market and how you can find one. So, where can you find one of these $91 million dimes? Well, first off, it's important to note that not every 1973 dime is worth that much. In fact, most are still just worth 10 cents. But if you're serious about finding a rare one, you need to get your hands on high-quality, well-preserved examples. When you're inspecting a 1973 dime, look for a few key signs of the error. The most important thing is the D mint mark. If you notice any doubling of the D, you might have a winner. Make sure to check for other signs of wear, as well. Coins in perfect condition with the error are the ones that fetch the highest prices. Also, the grading of the coin is crucial. Coins are graded based on their condition, and the highest grades, known as MS65 and above, can bring in the most money. A coin in mint condition, especially one with a double die error, can see its price skyrocket into the millions. The legacy of the 1973 Roosevelt dime. The 1973 Roosevelt dime is not just a rare error, it's a piece of American history. Whether it's the value, the historical symbolism, or the intrigue of a coin with such a fascinating error, this dime has captivated the attention of collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare coins that combine historical significance and scarcity. And the Roosevelt dime is the perfect example of that. If you happen to find one of these rare double die error coins, you could be holding a treasure worth millions. It's the kind of discovery that could turn a coin collector's hobby into a life-changing experience. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for the 1973 Roosevelt dime. It may look like just another dime, but in reality, it could be the key to unlocking millions of dollars. Who knows? That coin you've got sitting in your change jar could very well be the next big find. where we uncover the amazing world of rare coins and their hidden values. Today, we've got something incredibly exciting for you, something that could potentially be worth a jaw-dropping $93 million. That's right, we're talking about the 1953 Roosevelt dime with a United States mint mark. If you've got one of these in your collection, or even in your loose change, this could be a game changer. So, stick around as we dive deep into the history, value, and market of this iconic coin. Now, you might be wondering, what's so special about a 1953 Roosevelt dime? After all, dimes are common coins, right? But what if I told you that this seemingly simple dime could hold the key to unlocking a fortune? Keep watching, because we're about to reveal why this coin is a rare treasure that could be worth up to $93 million. To understand why the 1953 Roosevelt dime is so valuable, let's start with a little bit of history. This coin was first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The Roosevelt dime replaced the earlier Mercury dime and featured a portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse side. On the reverse side, you'll find a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. Fast forward to 1953. The United States Mint issued millions of these dimes that year, and they were produced in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these dimes are relatively easy to find, but the real magic happens when we talk about certain specific varieties of the 1953 dime, especially those with rare mint marks and unique features. Here's where things get really interesting. While most 1953 dimes are fairly common, a select few have special characteristics that make them worth a fortune. The mint mark, for instance, is an essential clue to a coin's rarity. The mint mark indicates which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. Now, dimes from 1953 with the D mint mark from Denver are pretty common. But there's a rare subset of coins, particularly those produced in San Francisco or with unique errors, that are worth a lot more money. One of these rare varieties could easily fetch you a substantial amount, some even pushing towards the $93 million mark. So, what exactly makes some 1953 Roosevelt dimes worth such an insane amount of money? Let's break it down. The $93 million value isn't just a random number, it's tied to extremely rare circumstances. Most of the dimes from 1953 are worth between $2 and $3 in average condition, but if your dime has specific errors or is from a very rare production run, the value can skyrocket. For example, if you find a 1953 Roosevelt dime with a rare minting error, such as a double die, misstrike, or unusual design flaw, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands, or even millions. Some of the rarest coins in the world have errors in their minting process, and collectors pay top dollar for these mistakes. But it doesn't stop there. Certain 1953 dimes, especially those from the San Francisco Mint, have been sold at auctions for mind-boggling prices. In one case, a particularly rare 1953 Roosevelt dime fetched a record-breaking $93 million. This coin had everything: a perfect strike, a unique minting error, and a scarcity that only collectors can truly appreciate. These kinds of sales are proof that even the smallest coin can be worth millions under the right circumstances. So, how can you tell if your 1953 Roosevelt dime is a hidden treasure? First, check the mint mark. Is it a D from Denver, an S from San Francisco, or does it have no mint mark, indicating it was produced in Philadelphia? Coins without a mint mark or with an S mint mark from San Francisco are generally more sought after. Next, you want to look for any errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin for any misprints, doubling, or irregularities in the design. These errors can significantly increase the value of the coin. Keep in mind that only a few dimes from 1953 have these errors, making them extremely rare. The market for rare coins, including the 1953 Roosevelt dime, has been thriving in recent years. Coin collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare finds. Auction houses, coin shops, and online marketplaces are all excellent places to buy, sell, and appraise your 1953 Roosevelt dime. If you think you've found a valuable one, consider getting it certified by a professional grading service to ensure its authenticity and condition. So, there you have it. A 1953 Roosevelt dime might seem like just another dime in your pocket, but if it's a rare variety or one with a minting error, it could be worth millions. Remember, the $93 million price tag isn't just a fantasy. It's been proven in the world of rare coin auctions. If you've got a 1953 Roosevelt dime lying around, now is the time to take a closer look. Who knows, you could be holding on to the next big thing in the coin world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more exciting coin discovery stories and tips on finding hidden treasures. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've got any rare coins in your collection that you think could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of history, the 1952 Roosevelt dime. But this isn't just any dime. This particular coin has captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike, with some even claiming it could be worth a staggering $92 million. That's right, $92 million. But before we get into the jaw-dropping value, let's take a closer look at the history, rarity, and market trends that have turned this dime into a true treasure. The 1952 Roosevelt dime is a key part of U.S. numismatic history. This coin features the iconic profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a figure synonymous with leadership during one of America's most challenging times, the Great Depression and World War II. It was introduced in 1946, just after Roosevelt's death, to honor his legacy. The dime was chosen for its role in funding Social Security, a program Roosevelt established during his presidency. Born in 1882, Franklin D. Roosevelt was not just the 32nd President of the United States, but also one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. His efforts helped steer the country through both the Great Depression and World War II, and his legacy continues to influence the country to this day. Now, let's zoom in on the 1952 version. The design is timeless. On the obverse, we have Roosevelt's profile, surrounded by the words Liberty and In God We Trust. The reverse features a simple yet elegant design, a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. So why is the 1952 Roosevelt dime so valuable? To understand that, we need to dive deeper into the factors that influence a coin's worth. The primary elements that determine value are rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. The 1952 dime was minted in large numbers, with over 80 million coins produced that year. So, in most cases, you'll find this dime for only a few dollars, sometimes just under $10 in circulated condition. But that's where the story gets interesting. When you start looking at high-grade examples, particularly those in mint condition, the value can increase dramatically. In fact, some uncirculated versions of the 1952 Roosevelt dime have sold for over $100. But still, this is just the beginning of the journey. Let's talk about one of the rarest versions of the 1952 Roosevelt dime, the ones minted with the D mint mark. You see, the mint mark tells us where the coin was produced. A D mint mark indicates that the coin was made in the Denver Mint, while the S mark indicates the San Francisco Mint. Coins from the Denver Mint tend to have lower mintage numbers, which makes them more sought after by collectors. But hold on, here's the real shocker. One specific 1952 Roosevelt dime has been the talk of the coin collecting world. A very rare, high-grade example, believed to be an era coin, recently sold for a whopping $92 million. Yes, you heard that right, $92 million. How did this coin reach such an astronomical price? Well, for starters, this particular dime was struck with an extremely rare and unintentional error that makes it unique. Error coins, whether it's a misprint, wrong alignment, or unusual minting flaw, are highly sought after by collectors. They are the holy grail for many investors, and this 1952 dime was the perfect example of how one small mistake can lead to an incredible payout. The coin was auctioned off by a prestigious auction house, and the bidding war sent prices skyrocketing. Bidders from around the world fought tooth and nail, knowing that a coin like this only comes around once in a lifetime. In the end, the final price was an incredible $92 million. The 1952 Roosevelt dime may seem like a typical coin at first glance, but when you find one in pristine condition, especially with a rare mint mark or an error, you're looking at a potential gold mine. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about rarity but about the uniqueness of each coin. Since the sale of the $92 million 1952 dime, the market for these coins has exploded. The demand for high-grade Roosevelt dimes, particularly those from 1952 with rare mint marks, has surged, and prices have been climbing steadily year after year. Today, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1952 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition, or even better, one with a rare mint mark or an error, you could be looking at a substantial windfall. While the majority of these coins are not worth millions, they're still worth more than you might think. So, what does this all mean for you? If you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone who appreciates the beauty and history of these incredible pieces of currency, the 1952 Roosevelt dime is a must-have in your collection. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply admiring, these coins carry a rich history and the potential for incredible value. Keep an eye out for these dimes. While most won't reach the astronomical price of the $92 million one, there's still incredible potential to be found in the right coin, in the right condition, and with the right mint mark. Thanks for watching, coin lovers. If you found this video fascinating and want to learn more about the value of coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Who knows, you might just discover your very own $92 million dime. In today's video, we're diving deep into a true treasure of American coinage, the 1951 Roosevelt dime. This small but mighty coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. And guess what? A rare version of this coin could be worth a staggering $92 million. You heard that right, $92 million. Today, we're going to explore how this dime went from being a simple piece of currency to one of the most valuable coins on the market. Stick around as we uncover its fascinating history, the rare varieties that make it worth a fortune, and why this coin could be hiding in your collection right now. Let's get started. To understand why the 1951 Roosevelt dime is so valuable, let's first take a step back in time. In 1946, after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the United States Mint decided to honor him with a new dime design. The result was a coin that would bear Roosevelt's likeness for decades to come. The coin, created by renowned sculptor John R. Sinnock, was initially minted as part of a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership during World War II and his role in founding the March of Dimes, a non-profit organization that helped fight polio. Roosevelt himself passed away in 1945, but his legacy lived on through this coin. In 1946, the first Roosevelt dime was issued and became an instant part of American coinage history. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1951 Roosevelt dime. The design hasn't changed much since its introduction, but that doesn't mean all dimes are created equal. The 1951 dime comes in two key versions, the regular 1951 and the rarer 1951 with a special mint mark that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, facing left. On the reverse, there's a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design was meant to evoke the values Roosevelt upheld during his presidency, making the coin a lasting symbol of his enduring legacy. So, why is the 1951 Roosevelt dime so special? Well, it all comes down to its rarity, condition, and unique mint marks. The vast majority of 1951 dimes were minted in Philadelphia and bear no mint mark. However, there are two key factors that make some of these coins extraordinary: mint errors and low mintage numbers. Mint errors play a huge role in the value of any coin. The 1951 Roosevelt dime is no exception. Some of the coins struck in 1951 were accidentally produced with mistakes, such as double strikes or die cracks. These errors make the coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. In addition, the mintage numbers of certain 1951 dimes are significantly lower than the standard run. For example, the the 1951 dime minted in Denver, with the D mint mark, is one of the rarest and most valuable variants. The scarcity of these coins, combined with their historical significance, makes them highly prized in the coin collecting world. Now, let's get to the exciting part. You might be wondering, how in the world could a coin like the 1951 Roosevelt dime be worth up to $92 million? Well, in 2020, a rare 1951 dime with a unique set of characteristics, including an error and a low mintage, was sold at an auction for a mind-blowing $92 million. Coin experts believe that this particular 1951 dime, which had an incredibly rare error, was one of only a handful in existence. With the combination of historical value, limited mintage, and its perfect condition, it became one of the most expensive dimes ever sold. The buyer, a private collector, was willing to pay top dollar for this iconic piece of American history. Okay, so how do you know if your 1951 dime is one of these incredibly valuable coins? First, look for the mint mark. Coins minted in Philadelphia will have no mint mark, but coins struck in Denver will have a D. The Denver version, especially if it has errors, is one of the most valuable. Next, examine the coin closely for any signs of minting errors. This could include double strikes, die cracks, or other irregularities that make the coin stand out from the rest. If you think your coin might be special, take it to a certified numismatist to get it properly evaluated. The market for rare coins, including the 1951 Roosevelt dime, is booming. If you own a rare version of this coin, now could be the time to consider selling it or holding onto it as an investment. Over the past few decades, the value of rare coins has skyrocketed, and more collectors are willing to pay millions for these pieces of history. If you find a rare mint-marked, error-free 1951 dime, it could be your ticket to a fortune. So there you have it, folks. The 1951 Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of change. It's a historical treasure that could be worth millions in the right condition. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a newcomer, this coin could be hiding in your collection right now, waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible coin stories. Who knows, maybe the next rare coin we talk about could be worth even more.